Ladies and gentlemen, the interim president for the government of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore, has made a historic speech where he has called on corrupt African leaders, including the likes of President William Ruto, aka Kasongo, to remain true to the cause by being just, non-corrupt, and righteous in their dealings with people and with resources. Now, here's a speech that you cannot afford to miss. It's 2 minutes long, but I guarantee you, once you watch it, you will never be the same again. You will gain a different perspective of how African leadership ought to be executed. Now, here's the clip.
And if we are cowards, our children will ask us questions. Imagine if in Burkina we refuse to fight and we accept to submit to live in slavery. Tomorrow our children will grow up. They will ask questions. Were our parents cowards to leave us in slavery? Whether we are alive or dead, we will feel it. The coward is afraid. And the imperialists have understood. They try to instill fear in the leaders so that you become cowards. Because when you are a coward, all other vices can arise. They do everything to make us afraid. They come into our palaces. They threaten us directly or with veiled threats. Of course, we respond as we should. They always take examples. They will tell us, Thomas Sankara tried to do it like this, but where is he? He is dead. The Haitian president, he tried to do it like this. Where is he? He is dead. Gaddafi tried like this. Where is he? He is dead. These are the veiled statements made to us to instill fear. And then we also often see some young people trying to follow in the footsteps in a different way. You can hear them say, such a person ruled like this, he has the sepulchre. Such a person ruled like this, he is in prison. All this to try to scare us, to make us cowards. I think they haven't understood something. When we say the homeland or death, we shall overcome, it's not just a phrase, it has its full meaning. We are not afraid and we will never be afraid. We will continue our struggle. They have undoubtedly and surely scared numerous African heads of state. You often see when we speak or when we have the opportunity to be in certain situations abroad, we often make statements to call on African heads of state to wake up, take care of our youth, to be able to initiate our real development. We are often misunderstood. Some have responded publicly to our statements because they feel targeted. But I can assure you, youth, that when we find ourselves in their corridors, these same heads of state tell us, you are on the right track. This is what needs to be done for Africa to feel empowered. So, we ask them questions about why you don't do as we do, why you don't support us. Some tell us they are entangled, some tell us they cannot. Dear elders, African heads of state, from this platform, I would like to say that African people are the most peaceful people. When you recognize the wrong, you must tell the people. Let us not be afraid tomorrow to go out and tell the people. We apologize. We have been compromised. We have ill-gotten gains. We have been constrained by many things, and we ask for forgiveness and return to the right path. And to start truly working for the independence of our states and our emancipation. And I believe it is possible.
Captain Ibrahim Traore has highlighted the quality of cowardice that has resulted to the retardation of growth of the economies of African countries, because apparently the presidents, or rather the leaders of African countries, are not brave enough to grab the bull by its horns and shun the Western dictatorship that has exploited our continent for so long. For example, William Ruto, when he took office 2 years ago, was quick to come up with the policy of de-dollarization. But look what happened after he was invited by the US President, the then US President Joe Biden. He went silent and akaanza kujificha kwa nyasi. He no longer would talk about policies that were aimed at creating the de-dollarization movement. Because unlike Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, he no longer had the courage to face the consequences that would result from a bold, staunch, and momentous movement headed by a selfless, brave head of state like that of Ibrahim Traore. Captain Traore is constructing several hospitals in Burkina Faso. At the same time, William Ruto is tampering with the healthcare system. Now the NHIF that used to work so well is no longer functional. We now have the so-called Social Health Authority, which, as we've heard and seen, majority of Kenyans are claiming that the so-called SHA is not efficient as the previous NHIF that was promoted by President Uhuru Kenyatta. So in a nutshell, the difference between Captain Ibrahim Traore and President Uhuru Kenyatta is simply leadership. And it has very little to do with the resources that the two countries are endowed with. Kenya as a nation is endowed with so many natural resources, financial, human resource, natural resources, minerals, and and all those other things that we are blessed with as a country. And they are just like in Burkina Faso. So the only difference is leadership. Now, Captain Ibrahim Traore embodies the true spirit of Africanism, the true spirit of leadership, integrity, and public service, qualities that could only be seen with the likes of Thomas Sankara, Pio da Gama Pinto, and the likes of Julius Kambarage Nyerere, among others. Now, do let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you think this is something that President William Ruto can learn from? And do you think that Kenya as a country can have something to deduce, or rather to infer or to learn from the interim government of Burkina Faso? Do let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more informative content such as this.